What's happening there, man? It's Chris Hall here. You are now tuned into the Chris Hall Show, where we discuss dating, relationships, and much, much more. Let's get this music off. Let's get it popping, man. We are here. How's everybody doing? Is everybody up in here? Okay, what's up, y'all? Say what's up. Make sure you hit that like button when you come on in. Come on, it's the like button. It's free. Hit that like button when you come on in. This is not juice. Have y'all missed me or have y'all missed me? I've missed y'all. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to discuss, are men just liars, or can women just not handle the truth? I've said this on plenty videos that I'm a firm believer that women cannot handle the truth. And I will say this, It's not your fault. Not your fault. Once you start, it's almost like when you have an employee and they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing. They have to be reprimanded and stuff like that. They should be reprimanded, but you can't keep on letting it slide. That employee is going to get worse and worse and worse and worse because he knows that he has a long leash, quote unquote, he or she, a long leash before he actually gets in some type of trouble. So with women, we've been able to, they've been able to get by being lied to a lot. So they believe in delusions of grandeur, right? Which is cool, but at some point we're going to have to flip the scales a little bit. Now, this is going to be a live that you may not have expected. My take on this particular subject, I'm actually going to get at the men. That's why I'm dressed down. Just came from the gym not too long ago. I took a shower though. But I'm dressed down because I'm talking to the fellas. Don't fight me. I just want, that's why I dressed down in case y'all want to fade. But I ain't a fighter. I'm a lover. Okay. I don't want to fight. But I do have to let the men know that you do have to stop lying to women. And I'm going to show you a video that I'm going to break down a little bit that kind of sparked this whole topic for me. Y'all can put questions in the comment section, engage, let me know. I can now see y'all in the comments. Now I know what you're saying. So let's go into the video if I can. Let's stop that. All right, let's jump on in there. Oh, and also make sure you subscribe. Y'all should know this by now. Y'all family. I know y'all already subscribed, but just in case, subscribe to the Chris Hall Show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Hit that notification bell so you are alerted anytime that I drop some new content. You know all that good stuff, man. Let's get right into the video. All right. Where's it at? It's coming, y'all. Relax. Boom. All right, let's get into it. So the title says, man says majority of men lie to women because they don't want to lose her knowing another man deserves her. Okay, let's hear it.
This one is for the men who be lying to their women because they feel like their woman can't handle the truth. Most of the women be putting up and dealing with way more truths than majority of you men can handle. If the women...
So somebody tell me, what truths, ladies, do you all deal with to where there's a misconception as if you're not being told the truth? Because that's what this man just implied, that there's a misconception that women are not subject to the truth, right? You don't have to live in truth like men do most of the time. He's implying that no, that is a misnomer, a misconception. You all actually do. Y'all let me know, what are some of the truths that you all ingest and intake on a daily basis or every so often, whichever.
We're treating y'all and moving the way the majority of you men are moving. Oh, y'all couldn't handle it. Y'all be lying to these women because you don't want to lose them. And you know somebody else. Y'all be lying to these women because you don't want to lose them. The way the majority of you men are moving with way more truths than majority of you can't handle the truth. Most of the women be putting up and dealing with way more truths than majority of you men can handle. If the women were treating y'all and moving the way the majority of you men are moving, oh, y'all couldn't handle it. Y'all be lying to these women because you don't want to lose them.
So he's saying that women do not lie to men. See, this is the type of rhetoric that I don't necessarily condone. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, so I won't say, let's say I just won't put my stamp of approval on it. If it came across my desk to be passed through legislation, I would veto it and give me the next one. Because what he's implying as if women do not lie, and if the tables were reversed, or if the roles were reversed, we couldn't handle it, as if women do not lie to men. Quite the contrary. I'm one to believe that women lie way more than men. It just usually goes unchecked. Now, I understand. I know your face is all turned up because you all hold certain lies to a higher degree, right? So let's say saying that I don't have a wife when I do have a wife, women hold it, let me see, to this level, right? But lying about how you really look under that makeup, y'all keep that about right here. Lying about how many dudes you slept with, y'all keep that right here. Lying about is your hair real or not, you keep that down here. Lying about that you're a business owner, keep that down here. A lot of things that you all lie about, you don't judge the same things that the lies that you get from men. And I had a conversation with the young lady about that. And I think that we all kind of lose a sight of that you all judge lying on a different scale than men do. The lies that you tell are whatever, or you have some type of excuse for it or reasoning. But whenever we tell a lie, we're the closest thing to the devil himself. So I think that's where the confusion goes.
And you know somebody else deserve them.
I would tell you this. There's not one woman that I lied to that I thought another man deserved. I don't have enemies like that, so there's nobody that I would put these women on to, like, hey, you know what? I'm sitting here lying to her for the sole purpose that I think that some other man deserves her. Let's go back. So, as we come back, we think men. And I want to talk to y'all for a second. I want to kind of peel it all the way back. What I have noticed in the dating game by talking to some women about the atrocities of these men is that, fellas, you all are scared to lose women, either women or pussy. I get those both can be synopsis at times, so you call it however you call it. I just call it like it is. You men are scared to lose women. You are scared to tell a woman the truth. Hey, listen, if you are dating with no purpose whatsoever, then you need to tell a woman that. The problem is when you tell a woman that and she is walking in her purpose, whether you feel like she can garner a husband or not, if what she laid out is that she is looking to date with the ultimate intention of ultimately getting married, if she's dating with the intention of getting married and you are not, do not lead that woman on as if you are ready to get married. Now, you may have ideas of marriage later on, but you have not molded that. You have not materialized that. You don't have a time frame. You don't know what type of wife that you want. You don't know what type of woman you want in a wife. There's a lot of things you don't know, so you don't need to waste that woman's time while you figure it out. Fellas, if you don't know, just think about it. When you ask a woman something so simple like what you want to eat, no matter how alpha these women call themselves, no matter how boisterous that they sound, how tough that they sound, women really do not know what they want. If you really break it down. That's why when women talk about men don't communicate, the problem is, fellas, you all don't. But women suck at communication as well. The only advantage that they have is men suck more. And that's what we all have to realize as men is you have to work on your communication skills. I was younger and I thought about getting married, right? When I was younger, when I was in my 30s, I'm still in my 30s, but when I was in my early 30s, should I say, I thought about getting married, but I didn't think about what did that look like. I didn't think about, do I want a housewife? Do I want a boss bitch? You know, how many kids do I want? How many kids can I afford? What type of marriage would I want? Would I want more of to be in more of the dominant role and she's in more of the subservient role, right? To where I'm the head of the household and everything funnels through me? Or do I want some type of partnership, which is cool. There's people who want partnership. Do I want a partnership? I didn't know anything about that, which is why I tell you, younger men, stay out of relationships until you are ready until you know what it is that you want in a wife, what you want her to do, how you want her to look, what type of relationship that you want with that wife, all of your pros and cons, not the pros and cons, all of the characteristics that you want in this person, what you can handle, what you cannot. If you don't know these things, and I'm talking to men now, this is all you. Unfortunately, the way that society has set things up, if shit hits the fan, no matter how much of a partnership your silly ass done got yourself up into, you are going to be looked at to blame when shit hits the fan in any way, shape, or form. Anything with the family, anything with the finances, anything with the sex, anything with your place of employment. If you lose your job, if you're not making the money that you made when she married you, Lord have mercy. Okay? You better make some money, because she is going to be on the next thing smoking the hell up out of there if she is not living the lifestyle that you married her on. I'm sorry, fellas. It just is what it is. The same thing goes for if you married a supermodel and now for some reason she's a plus model and you don't like it, of course, then the same rules apply. You get what I'm saying? So men have to start telling the truth to women and sacrifice losing them. What you fellas have to understand is there is plenty women out here. If you're in Atlanta, I don't even need to say how many women there are to men. And all of these women out here are single as F. Okay? Very, very single and ready to mingle. So there's no reason, and I don't care, as long as you have your shit together, okay? That means that your physical appearance is up to par. You have a decent job. You have a place of residence. You have a car. In Atlanta, you are better than most if you have those simple things right there. But you have to be able to build up the confidence in yourself to be able to tell the truth to women. When I didn't have confidence in myself, I lied to women left and right. Left and right. I know exactly what you want to hear. And guess what, sis? I'm going to tell you to hit it and maintain hitting it. To maintain hitting it, I got to maintain a lie. That's it. That's easy. But that's what I'm saying, fellas. What this does is this perpetuates the lie. And it makes all men look bad at that point, because we are the leaders of women. Now, this is not a chance for you women to start jumping up and raising your pom-poms and this, that, and the third and jumping for joy, okay? This isn't that, and that ain't this. So you still have to hold yourself accountable for the men that you pick, okay? Point blank, period. But I am talking to the fellas at this point. So let's say that you want a relationship to where you want to go cheat, right? Ladies, I'm talking to you. Oh, you thought I was talking to the men? Oh, no, I'm talking to you. Let's say that you want a relationship to where you want it to be open. You would most likely be vocal on something like that. A woman most likely wouldn't, sneak out instead. Not saying that women don't cheat. What I'm saying is she wants an open relationship. She would more than likely let that be known. So fellas, the same thing goes for you. If you want some type of pseudo open relationship of some sort, then go ahead and say that. But guess what? Life is about trade-offs. So the downside to wanting something unorthodox like that is that you are going to run through, meaning that pass up, a boatload of women, right? Most women are not going to be down for an open relationship, no matter how they look, what their socioeconomic status is. They do not want to share your ass. Most women don't. But guess what? There are some women who might. So you, unfortunately, fellas, you have to continue searching. That there's a technology age out here. There's apps for that. You can Google some places. There's events for unorthodox dating. Okay? If that's something that you want, then be vocal. I am a strong believer that, fellas, if you don't know what to do with a woman past the Karma Sutra, then stay out of serious relationships. You can casually date women to where you can kind of build up some type of research, do some field study on what you can and cannot tolerate, what type of women, because, there are some stereotypes, involved. It's all about data and statistics out here in these streets. That's how we go about things. Most of us aren't just free floaters and manifest and look at the constellations. And what, today's Tuesday? I'm an Aquarius. Shit, I'm going to have the finest person in the world today. Let me make sure I get out before 2. Like, most men don't think like that. Did I tell y'all this wasn't juice already? I don't know. But that's really my take on it. I think that men have to stop lying to women. I give you another lie that we like to tell. If you break up with a woman because of her, tell her it's because of her. Do not tell her it's not you, it's me. Do not stay in relationships until an argument ensues and then you blow it out of proportion and say, this is the reason why I broke up with you. Don't do that. And ladies, you all do that as well. Do not let things build up and let them slide. And then when the rubber meets the road or some other thing comes up, and then you unload all of the issues that you've had over the past 5-6 months that you have not mentioned. That's not fair. Don't do that. That the weight of it wasn't supposed to be that heavy. I was supposed to take little chinks out of the armor. At this point, you just swung a whole battle axe. You know what I'm saying? And that's not fair. Make sure you hit that like button when you come in. And that's not fair whatsoever. And you have this dude talking I honestly think a lot of people do this for this very reason. I know spiritual world does this a lot. Spiritual world likes to keep everybody angry and debating with each other depending on what they post. It's probably one of the most toxic, wonderful, terrible, awesome, ridiculous, foolish sites there are Instagram blogs there are out there, to be honest. I know today they put up LeBron's son and a white woman at I think at prom or something. They know damn well what they're doing and how triggered black women. Man, this is a young boy. This is a boy in high school. And y'all are sitting up there talking about this man like this is a grown man dating a grown woman. These are kids dating each other. And y'all are projecting all of your hatred towards black men who decide to choose white women in this post. And this picture is going on everywhere as well. I see it spreading like wildfire. It's utterly ridiculous. But that's another show for another day, which I definitely will do. Well, I want to step into some updates on the Chris Hall Show. I do have a one-on-one coming out with me and my good friend Mike with the Shades, and we started talking about dating apps. Remember, I told you guys that we were going to start doing dating app critiques, dating app coaching, trying to teach women and men eventually the do's and don'ts when it comes to dating apps. We're going to talk about how to actually start a conversation with a woman. We're going to talk about how to start conversations with men and what will lead you to the best outcome. Now, we all know everyone's different, but I do know that we are more the same than we think we are. We all think we're very special for some reason. And to a handful of people, and to others, to many, you may very well be a special individual. But us as humans, men and women, we have more alike than we really think. So it's best to listen to certain things without being triggered. Funny enough, right? I have conversations with women who I've come to the conclusion enjoy the argument more than changing the outcome of their situation. Let me say that again. I talk to women who enjoy the argument than there's their current situation changing. Maybe that's a better way of wording it. Instead of listening to some constructive criticism or even just some tips that you just haven't been doing. Let's say it's not something you're doing wrong. Let's say it's something you're not doing at all. Okay? Wouldn't it be the same if I was giving men advice? If I was if the show was called The Broke Nigga Show, and every day I came on live showing niggas how to not be broke, because women don't like, the type of woman you like don't like broke niggas. They like to go out on dates every now and again. Now, most women don't require a rich man, but they would still like to feel comfortable in your finances. Okay? Amongst other things. The one thing women love the most is comfortability. That's why you always see women working from home. You always see women talking about life of leisure, and they love to travel, and they're looking for a husband to travel the world with. You don't know nobody personally who got married and starts traveling the world with their spouse. And if you do, it is few and far in between. But some reason that's what you want. That's cool. But like I said, women like to live a fantasy because they can, and they have the prerogative to do so. If you want to live in a fantasy, sweetheart, that's fine. If you don't like the verbiage of fantasy and you feel offended by that, then sweetheart, call it whatever, call it reality. Okay? You can call it Mike Tyson for all I care. Doesn't matter what you call him, just telling you what it is, and it's your prerogative to dwell in that. It is completely your prerogative to dwell in that, but it's not reality. Just like a man feels like, well, I can have any girl I want. I'm like, my boy, you work third shift at McDonald's. That's not really, that's not it. That's not it. Not to be talking like that. Not to be talking, no matter how you look. I'll tell you a story. I had a barber at one time. My barber still is he's even further now, but my barber used to be still far closer before, but still far. So I decided to go to this other barber. Decent looking guy, no homo. Decent looking guy, but he didn't have his finances together. He rode a bike to and from work. I believe he lived close to the barbershop. I'm not sure what was his living conditions exactly, but I'm sure it was somewhere close to deplorable. Okay, because I know the area in which he stayed. I had never seen his place, but I knew the area. So I was like, oh man, damn, sorry to hear that. Now, no matter if this guy's attractive, he is yet to keep a marriage together. So yes, even though a broke man looks good, he had like 10 kids. Y'all will fuck this person. You will have sex with him because he stimulates you physically. But even a man cannot keep a family together because his finances are not in order. I don't care how sweet of an individual, I don't care how handsome a guy may look, how he may make you feel on the inside. He can't keep this family together, especially if he continues popping out kids. He just can't. He cannot, and he will not. So this is why his relationships never ever worked out long term because he is not stable enough to keep his his relationships together. And mind you, that may not have been his case, but I'm just talking from the outside looking in. In most cases like this, that would be the problem. Fellas, you have to understand, the more feminine you are, the more bitch assness that you exude, the more masculine woman that you're going to find. Hence why you see a lot of younger guys dealing with older women. They have not come to a space where they can demand things from women. So what they do is they take what they can get. We call them hobosexuals. They search for women who make more than them so they can prey off of them. Now, the older woman gets, she gets another son. She gets to dictate and keep things on her playing field, which is fine. It's completely fine for these two people to come together. Because think about it, these two people match at that point. You got a bitch ass nigga, and let me not say that, fellas. Let me not. I'm not saying that you's a bitch ass nigga for that, but in the grand scheme of things, it is a feminine trait to be dating or older women for that sole purpose, especially because you don't have your stuff together. Now, if you got your stuff together, she got her stuff together, she just happens to be 7 years older than you, it is what it is. I'm only talking about some of the men that I've seen who don't have their stuff together financially, and they're dating older women for that sole purpose. Now, I get it. Everyone's getting out of it what they want out of it. I'm just pointing that out. And ladies, the same thing goes for you. The more masculine that you are, and let's define this, just because you can put on a pair of heels, a dress, your body is tight, you put on makeup, okay, and you don't eat chicken wings when you out. Can be ladylike as possible, but you have a disagreeable personality. You're always challenging a man intellectually in some way, shape, or form. You will not allow a man to lead. You can't cohabitate with a man, cooperate, any of the above. That is masculine. So the more masculine that you are, ma'am, yeah, not you, you're good. You over there, yeah, you, I'm talking to you. The more effeminate men that you're going to attract. Listen, there can only be so much femininity and masculinity in a fucking room. Okay? Once we start playing around with things and having men more feminine, women more masculine, you're going to get some confusion going on. It's not going to be balanced. So you women who say that men are women, or these soft men, there are no real men out there. They're out there. We just don't want no strong ass woman. And I'm just telling you in mass. If you are a strong, whatever that means, no one was able to describe that exactly. But I get that's a subjective term anyway. So if you're a strong woman, unfortunately, strong means to us that there's no place for saving. There's no need for a man. You don't need a man. You don't need it. Newsflash, just like women want to be loved, men want to be needed and respected. More respected than anything, but we do like to feel like there's some type of worth for us being here. And if you are not bringing that to a man, then I'm sorry. Most men are egotistical. Most women are emotional. Sounds like a trade-off to me, but the problem is you don't want a trade-off. You want to be all the bad things in a woman's personality and characteristics, but you don't want to ingest any bad characteristics from a man. You will name 40 good things about a man and say, but this one thing that he did, when he did that, he did that scratch thing every so often, and it just really bothered me so much, I had to let him go. In relationships, when it comes to pros and cons and toxic traits, it's not an even playing field. The only toxic traits that get thrown out there in the public is from a man. The toxic traits of a woman, we rule it out to it's just a woman being a woman. I can't even think of anything right now to where I'm able to say is accepted of a man being a man. We used to understand men being men, but we've come to a place where we don't even understand. I'm saying this in closing. We've come to a place where we don't even understand how men are, what they do. We're trying to, and this is what happens, and this is why we have these younger men, 19, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds. You're either gay and feminine, or you're just very feminine, or you're an introvert and antisocial. And these are the people who go crazy and go shooting people up and stuff like that. We're not breeding men. We're making men believe that men and women are more equal than they actually are. And that will cause men to automatically regress and become more feminine. And with this newfound glory that you women have gotten, it pushes you up into the forefront, and now you become masculine. So now you cannot complain for any bitch niggas that come your way, because you have exceeded the mold, and now you are the masculine one right along with us. But when I ask women, are you going to approach men now? Are you going to start asking men for their hand in marriage? You all say no. So fellas, believe you me, no matter how alpha, how masculine a woman says that they are, they still want a man to be a man, but they don't want the requirements of a woman to be bestowed upon them. And that's something that we have to fix, and that's why I'm here to save the day. Chris Hall on the Chris Hall Show. I appreciate y'all tuning in. As always, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. It was fun. That's it. That's all. Y'all know I don't really have no closing. I just got to get to the music because this mouse has frozen. Did that rhyme? I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to get to the music in a second. Let's get into it.
Wow.